Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told out of Voice of Radio, so today we need to take a look at a new Chandelure card. The reveals from White Flare and Black Bolt keep on coming. Today we've got Chandelure, although remember, as I keep telling you, lovely ladies and gentlemen, this is a split set, so these are actually just from Black Bolt. If you want Chandelure, don't go buying White Flare. You ain't going to find no Chandelure in White Flare. It's all about Black Bolt. And I tell you what, I've always been a bit of a Chandelure fanboy, especially when Pokémon Tournament came out, and I think there's a little bit of potential here. So what we got is Stage 2. Having Stage 2s is always a pain. We talked about that. We've acknowledged it. Wonderful. Let's move on. And we got two kind of useful attacks here. The first one, it's only for a single energy. Does 50 damage. Single energy, 50 damage. I'll be real with you, it's not exactly filling me with joy. However, if you have 10 or more fire energy in your discard pile, basic fire of course, but even the special ones are only fire when they're actually attacked, so same deal. If you've got 10 or more fire energy in your discard pile, then it does an extra 100 damage, 150 damage for a single energy on 150 HP stage 2. And the damage here isn't immense. It's not huge, it's not stunning, but you will hit weakness against metal and you'll be hitting weakness against grass. Now, right now, grass, I'm going to be honest with you, it's not the biggest typing in the game right now. Metal, you are hitting Archaludon, which is a very useful, very good type right now, which is cool. And then there's always plenty of scope for more in the future. Gold and Go. You will get a nice one-hit KO on either of those, being metal Pokemon with 300 HP or less. So, damage-wise, it kind of does make sense here. I'm not saying it's absolutely stunning. It's not. 150 is not that great, but it is 150 for a single energy, and it is a decent weakness to be hitting, and it ain't too bad. Now, if you want to do a little bit more damage, don't you worry your pretty little head about it. We do have a second attack here, which works quite nicely with the first. It's 2 energy, not 1, 180, and discard all energy from this Pokemon, which on the one hand is annoying because you have to discard all the energy, boo, hiss, etc. And on the other hand, well, discarding the energy puts more energy into your discard pile, which helps to fuel that first attack until you've got 10 fire energy in your discard. And honestly, the first Chandelure, by the time you evolved up, you should have 2 energy on there. So then you attack, you get 2 energy in the discard pile. Hopefully that puts you up to 10 in total. And then you're sitting there hitting 150, 150, 150, 150, 150. Essentially for the rest of the game at that point. And then you win? Or at least that's the plan. No, the damage here is not absolutely ideal. But, it's not too shabby. And the real appeal here is the fact that we're talking low energy. That's where we're going here. But it's a weird kind of dichotomy, right? Because on the one hand, it's a low energy attack. And a lot of the time, 2 low energy attacks. And a lot of the time when you're talking low energy attacks, one of the bonuses is, so I don't need to play that much energy. I can save space in my deck for other things. But the problem is you then need to put a bunch of energy into your deck in order to discard it and start playing around with Chandelure, which is a little bit awkward. Now, the good news is, in terms of discarding the energy, we really don't need to worry all that much about it. Like, we've got plenty of ways to discard energy very naturally. Obviously, a lot of decks right now are playing 4 Ultra Ball, discard 2 cards from your hand to search for a Pokemon. That's going to work quite nicely. Obviously, Earthen Vessel, great card, seeing a ridiculous amount of play right now. Discard a card from your hand to search for 2 energy. So ideally here, discard an energy, search for 2, then play Ultra Ball to discard those 2, and you are off and rolling. And of course, the most aggressive draw supporter in the game right now, and has been for a very long time, indeed, basically since Gen 5 came around originally, is Professor's Research, which is a discard your entire hand, draw 7. So get a bunch of energy in your hand, discard it with Professor's Research, and we're off and rolling. And I do like this in a lot of ways. I do really like the idea that you can be doing 150 for a single energy. The single energy appeals to me greatly. And I do like the fact that the 10 energy in the discard with the card pool we've got around at the moment doesn't seem to be that difficult to pull off. I'm not saying it's going to be turn 1, turn 2 every game, but I am saying that we've got good discard options right now. You know, I could tell you about Porygon, which is a card I revealed from Destined Rivals, Porygon Z. Discard 2, draw 1. Obviously really useful for something like this, but also it's another stage 2 line and one that revolves around Team Rocket supporter cards. These cards are not that compatible. Don't play them together. But as a stage 2, with low energy attacks, doing a decent amount of damage, oh yeah. Oh, this could absolutely work. But I don't really want to get any further into the video without showing you the illustration rare. It has been driving me crazy the past couple of weeks that Pokemon keep doing these reveals of cards from the set without showing us illustration rares. And remember, we know it was confirmed when the set was revealed in Japan. We've known the whole time that every card in the set is getting an illustration or special illustration rare. So there's never a question of, are we getting a Chandelure illustration rare? Yeah, we are. But even now, why are they showing us Chandelure, but they're not showing us Lampent or Litwick? Why do we only get the one illustration rare? There's going to be a weird thing that happens, because they're not going to reveal them all. They never do. So what's going to happen is the set is going to basically get to shops a day or two before it officially releases, and there's going to be a lot, and I mean a lot of unrevealed illustration rares, which are essentially just going to make their way out there when people pull them and post them online. Which on the one hand is actually kind of cool, but on the other hand, it's not going to be regular people. It's going to be shops or people to get the cards early. It's not going to be a bunch of people going out on the Friday morning they're released and sharing them. It is going to be people that got them early. So why not just show all the illustration rares when you do the set reveal, when you're doing these reveals now? I don't really understand. I love that we got the Chandelure. That's awesome. But I don't really understand why when every card's getting an illustration rare and we know this, why would you not just go, here's a new card from the set. Hey, we've done this big reveal. We're doing these daily reveals, or sometimes daily, sometimes not. I don't really understand the cadence. And, oh, and by the way, here's the illustration rare. Why not do that every time? It's genuinely bizarre to me that they're not doing this. I get why they don't do it sometimes, because they don't necessarily want to give away what the illustration rares are. But we know they're all getting one. So there's no reason not to do that this time. It's frankly bizarre, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely bizarre. Now, we need to do that thing we always do here, where we look to see if there's any other Chandelure with which we combine it. And there actually are. There are two other Chandelure that we can use here. We've got the one from City in Flames, single energy, 10 damage, plus 50 more for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So this, again, now to be fair, your opponent needs to have 3 energy attached before you're actually going over, as in over the 150 you would be doing normally for 1 energy, assuming you've got 10 cards in the discard, but that is an option against a deck with a real energy hunger. Against a deck that's attaching a bunch of energy, this could be kind of cool. And then we've got the one that came around in Twilight Masquerade. Once during your turn, you may have each player draw a card. I mean, that's just fun for card draw, but also you can draw cards and then play a Disruption supporter. Or if your opponent's got like 1 or 2 cards left in deck, you can force them to draw to deck them out, maybe, which could be fun. And then an attack for a single energy that does 30 damage for each card in your opponent's hand. Again, if they've got 5 cards in hand, you're just doing the same as you would be doing with this new one anyway. But against a deck that keeps a large hand size, like a control deck maybe, this could be a very useful card. So I like that we can combine them. As for the pre-evolutions here, the Lampent is just 50 damage, discard an energy from this Pokemon. And the Litwick is look at the top card of your deck, and you can either keep it or discard it. As in keep it on top of your deck or discard it. It's fine. It's not particularly exciting, but it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and give this one an ordinary, everyday, run-of-the-mill free Wassies. I want to like this card. I really, really do. And I think there is a little bit of potential here, but I'm a bit put off by the fact that we need lots of energy to discard, but then very few energy to attack. So it makes it into a kind of a weird deck. And I cannot shake the feeling that we do have Ceruledge. If we really want to be playing a fire energy and attacking for 1 fire energy and discarding lots of fire energy, we can just play Ceruledge EX. And maybe this is just a single prize attacker in Ceruledge, but maybe Ceruledge is just better. I'm not sure. Tell me what you think about all of this in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, and all kinds of fun things. And get shout-outs on the channel, like the lovely Eric Ridgway, who's been a supporter for a long time now and seems to be a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.